Hey guys, it's me, Lil Ninja, back with another video. Today we're doing What If Deku Was Sans. And this is kind of like a redo, kind of. Since that wasn't really the what if that I did last time, it was what if Deku had Sans powers. Really, this only changes like his emotions, and also I kind of combined some of SpongeBob's powers since basically SpongeBob is the ultimate TV show character. You know how he basically cannot get hurt by a freaking punch, and he basically does not feel nothing at all. It basically just tickles to him. That's what I'm talking about. But this one is just for like sands and stuff. And also, I hope you guys can subscribe with this video, and I hope you like all the other videos that came before this. So without further ado, let's get into the video. It's Little Ninja time. We start off with Izuku being born. This is where a couple of things would change, as Izuku would be pale. Very, very pale, almost fully, like basically his bones are showing. Although he has skin. It's just he's very pale. Not to mention he has white hair this time. His hair also has a little bit of blue and green with it. With Hisashi complaining about this, thinking that Inko might have cheated and he would have left, which would have been the canon, the now of this what if reason why Hisashi is not in the show. Inko would, for the next 3 years, Inko would have told Izuku this and would not like to think about his father, just basically making it out. Basically, his father just exited out of his life and exited out of his mind, not thinking about him at all. At this point, Izuku would be as lazy as Sans. Although he's not really tired, he's just like lazy. And his room is messy. Very, very messy. He does not want to pick up anything, the littlest things that he doesn't pick up. And yeah. In this timeline, Inko would have found Toshinori, which would have actually been All Might's secret form. Which, yeah. Izuku would look up to All Might in every way, and eventually Izuku would have a little brother. And Izuku would love to play with his little brother for the next 3 years. On his 4th birthday, though, he was pronounced corkless, and everyone really did not like him, and he would be bullied. Right now, the only bright joy in his life would be his brother and his mother and his stepdad, which is Toshinori, who Toshinori also told Inko and Izuku about his other life as All Might, and told them about the battle that he had with All For One. No, Izuku would basically begin to get even more lazy as the years go on, not thinking about that many things. Just all he has to do is protect his little brother, who is now grown up to be 3 years old, and who is also told to be corkless. This, which I'm going to name the little baby Papyrus. Yes, Papyrus would have been overjoyed seeing that he's just like his older brother, because Papyrus knew that his older brother was corkless, and now that he gets to be more, something fell. He gets to be more like his brother. Yeah. Izuku would think about this, thinking that he needs power to protect his brother. Soon, Izuku would have a dream. Breaking out when he wakes up, he would break out in a cold sweat, This dream would have been about a past life, something that he wanted to get away from. And this would be Sans reaching out to him. And basically, yeah. Sans would appear inside of Izuku's next dream, stating that he has more power, but if he wants to unlock it, you can't be lazy anymore. Izuku would actually take the power, and then 3 souls, the hearts inside of Undertale, he would see 3 hearts that were circling him, and then the hearts would disappear. The first heart would introduce itself as Frisk. The second heart would introduce itself as Kara. The third heart would introduce itself as Papyrus, the real Papyrus. Yes. Now Izuku has all the memories of Sans, and he is overwhelmed and wakes up again. Deciding not to sleep, he would wake up and start to make breakfast. Making breakfast for his little brother Papyrus, All Might, and Inko. Yeah. He would be about 10 at the time, where he would start noticing that he has other powers. He would notice he has the ability to teleport. He has the ability to basically summon bones, Gaster Blasters. Everybody knows what Gaster Blasters are if you know about Undertale, so why else would you click on this video if you didn't know about Undertale? Seriously. He would notice that he can also control gravity, basically. Why am I freezing up? Not really, having the power to control gravity. Of course, the Gaster Blaster can only be Gaster Blaster and the gravity move can only be performed in his bad time form, which is basically when his eye turns blue and there's a flame surrounding it. Izuku would start to get even paler, almost to the point where his skin is actually fully white. The next few years, he would continue to get bullied, but this time standing up for himself. The final day of him being in middle school, he would stand up to Bakugo, saying that he's tired of being lazy and not dealing with Bakugo. He would activate his bad time eye and would activate his Gaster Blaster, and would say, "Do you want to have a bad time?" And Izuku would glare at Bakugo. Bakugo would walk away, back off, seeing as Izuku has a lot of power right now, with Bakugo's lackeys actually following Bakugo as well. Izuku would de-summon the Gaster Blaster and would think he hasn't worked that hard in a long time. He would start walking away from the school building and would get under the bridge, where he would see the sludge villain like in canon. He would summon his Gaster Blaster and would completely obliterate the sludge villain, with this more of being an impulse instead of him reacting, because he still has the memories of Sans, and he remembers all those times that Kara and Frisk tried to end him, so his reflexes are way faster, more of a muscle memory than anything else. Also, yes, his defense is as low as Sans, meaning he's only a one-hit KO, meaning that he dodges out at any cost, because one hit could end him. Not a joke, one hit could actually end him. Izuku would walk away, with All Might coming up to Izuku saying that he finally caught up to Izuku, finally telling Izuku about the quirk of One for All, also picking up the sludge villain, asking if Izuku wants it. Izuku would say, "I already have a power," and would lazily walk away. "I'll get back to the house and just keep doing you." And then he would think to ask Papyrus, which Papyrus has grown taller than Izuku. Which Papyrus has grown about the same size as Eri, with Papyrus actually being Wait. This time, Papyrus is the one that's short, not the other way around. Wait. How old is Papyrus? Wait, let me think. I need to do some quick maths real quick. Papyrus is 11. Quick maths. Yeah, that quick. Quick maths. Yeah. Izuku would actually turn around and ask All Might for a favor. Can he train Papyrus? All Might would be questioning this, thinking that Papyrus is only little, but Papyrus is way smart. Like, he's like a lot smart. He's smarter than most of the people, like most generals. At the time, he is 11, and he's smarter than generals. So actually, Papyrus would accept One for All, but Papyrus would have to be trained for it, and Papyrus is also trying to go to UA as well, since he is basically smart enough to excel that far. So yeah, Papyrus would skip all the other grades that he was going to, and would instantly be in the grade of his brother. But before that, they have to do the entrance exams. So the next 10 months, All Might would try and get Papyrus ready to basically get into UA, while Izuku would show off his new powers, and would still be wondering about what those soul things were. Yeah. Izuku would basically use his Gaster Blasters to basically gather all the trash and help Papyrus, with Papyrus basically looking up to Izuku way more than he ever did. All Might would be surprised that Izuku has a quirk, but Izuku would explain that it's not a quirk and would not want to tell him what this power fully is yet, not fully trusting All Might, since he thinks that All Might is still keeping some things from him. Izuku would actually only train for 5 months and would basically sleep the rest of the other months, with Inko waking him up before the final month. Izuku and Papyrus would get to UA, with Bakugo asking Izuku why is his little brother here. Izuku would state that his little brother skipped the classes so that he can get to UA. Skipped the grades so that he can get to UA. Izuku would grab Papyrus and would shove him on his back, thinking to give Papyrus a piggyback ride, and would start running into the doors of UA, ignoring Bakugo. Of course, Papyrus would get first, and this would be announced since Papyrus is basically only at 11, and it would be surprising that an 11-year-old got into UA. Basically, this would be on the news, and everyone would be surprised that an 11-year-old basically excelled in the tests, actually correcting some of the questions on the way. So yeah, Papyrus is big brain smart. Big brain. Very big brain. Izuku would get ready for the battle portion, with Papyrus actually getting ready as well, with both of them being at the same gate. Izuku would power up, would actually not run. Instead of, he would just start walking, not really caring that much, since it does have this mindset of Saiyans. Izuku would use his bad time eye and start Gaster Blastering any robots that he came upon, with Papyrus trying his best, using One for All at a 2% instead of 5 or 10. 2% because, yes, he's 11, and also 2% because if he went any higher, he would probably break his bones instantly. 2% is even kind of stretching it because, again, he's 11. So, yeah. Papyrus would walk into would start using 2%, and would have about the same impacts as Ida, but he's not using 2% throughout his full body, so that's the reason why he has the same impacts as Ida, but using his hands instead of using his legs. So yeah. Izuku would basically, use his Gaster Blasters, use the Gaster Blasters to basically fly anywhere he wants, and would actually teleport back to Papyrus in case Papyrus was hurt, trying to look after his little brother since, he's still just 11. I don't know how many times I'm going to repeat that, but Papyrus is 11. So, yeah. Izuku would basically stop looking after Papyrus after Papyrus told Izuku to stop pestering him and let him work. So yeah, Izuku would what am I trying to do? Izuku would stop pestering Papyrus and would start getting more points with him not really counting, but really he got 80 points with it being lazy. So imagine if he was going all out and not being lazy. So yeah, Papyrus would get around 70 points, just below Bakugo and Izuku, making Papyrus third place. But they don't know, so I'm just saying it to show you where everybody is. Izuku would get down off of his Gaster Blaster and would start walking back towards the starting line, trying to basically sleep early. Izuku would notice that everyone is also running back into the starting line, so he would turn behind himself and would see the big giant zero-pointer, with Papyrus trying to fight it, with Papyrus just punching its little legs, punching it with his little arms, and he, with Izuku seeing a Ochaka inside of debris. Izuku would instantly get serious and start his bad time eye, summoning his Gaster Blaster and then summoning a bone so that he can use the bone as basically a hand-to-hand combat stuff. Well, a melee weapon, not hand-to-hand combat. That's something different. Izuku would rush over there and would take off all the rubble by using his gravity control and would actually lift Oraka up. Then he would lift Papyrus up, and he would get them in the front seat so that he can take this thing down. He would then snap his fingers as about 12 billion Gaster Blasters would appear, and he would say, "This is when you will have a bad time." As all of the Gaster Blasters would then go off and they would obliterate the zero-pointer. Izuku would grab Papyrus and would say hi to Ochaka, saying his name is Izuku Midoriya, and this is Papyrus Midoriya. Inko would think that that's amazing that those two are related. And Izuku and Papyrus would walk off and would go back home, with Izuku sleeping again until he gets his letter. Then him and Papyrus would get to school, finding taking his shortcuts like usual, which is basically just him teleporting or making a portal directly to the Class 1A door, and would start attacking would walk in and would start doing the thing that Bakugo was doing. Ida would rush over to Izuku, saying, "You're scuffing up school property," just like he said to Bakugo. Bakugo would say, "We don't care about the school property, we're tired." And basically, Bakugo saying the thing, basically doing everything in canon, except for Izuku really doesn't care at this point. Papyrus would actually be sitting next to Izuku, and everyone that's inside of the school be dumbfounded that the 11-year-old actually made it into Class 1A. And Izuku would say, Izuku would say, "It's no surprise that he got into UA." And Papyrus would be saying, "Yeah," like the little kid he is. Papyrus would then relax like Izuku is doing, trying to mimic Izuku in every way, thinking that this might make him stronger, using it as training. like Genos and One Punch Man. So yeah, or Saitama, whatever you want to call him. Izuku would basically snooze off until Aizawa would get in and would tell everyone to go put on their gym uniforms and meet him at testing site E, which would be done in a matter of seconds for Izuku and Papyrus. Izuku and Papyrus would instantly appear inside testing site E. And Aizawa would be surprised at this, thinking that they were going to take a long time, but then him seeing nobody else is there, so he guesses that one of them has a teleportation quirk or something. But after everyone has appeared, Izuku is told to go up since he has the highest score in the whole test, and he will go up thinking this is going to be a drag, like a certain anime character we know. Izuku would summon a Gaster Blaster and then he would tell the Gaster Blaster to take the ball to space. And the Gaster Blaster would comply as the ball would basically get into space very fast with the Gaster Blaster getting to space very quickly instead of slowly like Ochako did. Everything would go according to canon, except Papyrus is third, with Izuku being first. And that's about all I got for today. I hope you liked the video, and I hope that you will see all my other videos. And yeah, that's basically it. So I'll see you guys later. Bye. Ninja says bye.